Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Watch Out. I'm your host, Drew Pizzulo, and today I want to actually talk about one of the brands that I had discovered at the Wind Up Watch Fair in New York City in October last month. And this is a brand that I had never heard of, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't either if you live in the US. Um, Maybe if you haven't, if you live overseas, you probably maybe heard of this brand. But I do want to talk about it because it is unique. I did pick up one because I felt it was a good deal. And I think people should know about this brand. And the brand is BRISTON. Okay, so BRISTON is a watch company. It is actually a French watch company that uses some English designs in it from London, but also uses a variety of movements as well. Now, for instance, when I went to the show, I did pick up this model. Okay, I picked up the Regatta. And what's interesting about this particular watch that I picked up that I liked so much is if you can see out here on the casing, this is made of tortoise shell. Okay, so you can see it's very unique in the fact it's got this bronze brownish tortoise shell, and everyone is different. So it's got like that acetate look to it. It does have a Bell and Ross type of look where it has the circle inside the square look. It's the first thing you probably notice on it. The Regatta edition does have a walnut face. So you can see that wood face that you would see on those old time boats, those old wood boats. And it does have the chronograph as well. Now this particular piece happens to be a mecha quartz, which is a Seiko movement that is a combination of mechanical and quartz. It's not an auto quartz, which is a different type of power that was more designed by Tissot, that the movement, you would run on an automatic movement, and then when you weren't moving it anymore after the time had expired, then the quartz mechanism would kick in and keep the watch going. That is not this. This just helps run the chronograph from how the mecha quartz works, so it's a different type of function. But my point is with BRISTON, this is one of the only models that has mecha quartz. They do a combination of literally everything. Um, I'll show you a couple of their models. They do a lot of quartz, and their main line is the Clubmaster, as you can see. But it's not that look that people really buy a lot of, that they're known for. They do a lot of different things, and they use quartz movements, and they use the Seiko quartz movements for their lower lines. And then they move up to the mecha quartz movement for their middle line, which is basically what I got. So here's their lower lines that I can show you. Okay, so this is the more affordable things. And you can see all the different colors that they do have. Okay, and they all have the same look. They all run basically, if you're noticing the straps, they are a fabric strap. It's a NATO fabric strap that they use on all of their watches. Now you can see it comes in red and blue and gray and purple and green, and a lot of different looks to their regular line. Now this line is basically their quartz line, and it does very affordable. It runs anywhere between $99 to about $250, depending on where you buy it, if it's first market or secondary market. And then they go into kind of like what I have, which is their mecha quartz movement. Even though these are still quartz, I can show you some more of what they look like as well. And again, they're using Seiko quartz movements. These watches are about 42 millimeters wide, so it's pretty standard for what the industry is holding. They do have a steel line as well, so which is what I did. I took the mecha quartz movement and I put it with the steel strap, which you can get on their BRISTON website for about $150 if you want to upgrade that. They also have, which they don't sell anymore, if you can find them, they're world timers. Now, this is what I was talking about when they go into an automatic movement. The world timers are about anywhere between 13 and 1500, and they use the SW300 movement. So they're using the Salida 300 movement, which is pretty rare. You see the 200 a lot. You don't see the 300 movement a lot. So they do use Swiss movements, they use Japanese movements, and they use automatic and quartz movements, and they use the mecha quartz movement. So a whole host of different things that BRISTON can offer you for different price points. This one with the metal strap, if you are wondering what it would go for, you're about at $550. So you're able to get it anywhere between $300 and $400 for the actual face itself, and then the band, like I said, is about $150 after that. Their NATO straps are pretty comfortable. I'll show you what it looks like in terms of what it comes in. This is the box that BRISTON does come in, very simple box, and then they give you a travel pouch which you can bring with you, which is pretty easy for trips and vacations and stuff like that. And then it just basically comes with the NATO strap with the BRISTON design logo on it. And pretty simple to put on the watch again, but there are ups and downs to fabric straps. I am never a big fan of them overall because I prefer the metal strap, but they are very comfortable, and I have worn it, and they're nice and light. So I will say that about the actual straps themselves. But the other good thing about the Clubmaster Edition, whether it's quartz or automatic or mecha quartz or whatever you're buying, is basically it is 10 ATM. I'm sorry, 20 ATM. It's actually most of their pieces of the Clubmasters are divers watches. So they do go up to 20 ATM, which is wonderful if you want to take it underwater and kick the living crap out of it, because that's what these are designed for. Like I said, they have the regular edition, they have the chronograph edition, which this one is, and it's a lot easier to go do anything you want to do. You want to go in the pool, you want to go to sporting events, whatever you want to do to knock these suckers around. These are good everyday type watches. They're good for work, good for a lot of different things. And as you can see on the back, with the BRISTON, you can see it's a sailing logo. So the Clubmaster is more like a sailing watch, like the Coram Admiral's Cup, that type of thing. So it's meant to take, it's a nautical design and a nautical features to it, it's meant to take water, and especially salt water when you're dealing with 20 ATM water resistance. So it is something that I did find at the show, and I did wanted to bring to everybody's attention for this episode, because it is a brand that really you don't hear of too often. You can find them. If you go on Google, you'll find some places that have them. Secondary eBay does have quite a few of them. And mostly they're overseas. Like I said, it's a French brand with a British design, and it's really not known in the States. I would have never come across them if I didn't go to the Wind Up Watch Fair in NYC, and they had their booth there for the first year. I hadn't seen them before. So, I picked up a watch, added it to my collection, and maybe something you want to look at in the future as well. Thanks for joining me on this episode. I'll see you for the Christmas episode next month, and watch out. I'll see you then.